Rodriguez, and my behaviorist biography is about Karola Dillenburger-Keenan. She was born in Northern Ireland in 1956. She is married to Michael Keenan, who's a faculty member of the School of Psychology in Ulster University. Dillenburger is a faculty member of the School of Education at the Queen's University Belfast, and that is where she does her research. Her research areas are in applied behavior analysis, autism and other disabilities, parent education and training, bereavement, victimology, and violence. Her literature is very vast. It spans from the 1990s to the present. Um, You can find some of her work in the Journal of Behavioral Analysis of Offender and Victim Treatment and Prevention, Research in Autism Spectrum Disorders, Developmental Neurorehabilitation, Behavior and Social Issues, the British Journal of Special Education, the Journal of Intellectual and Developmental Disability, and the Australian Educational and Developmental Psychologist. And you can see on the website about her, she has a list of papers and books that she's been on. So her work is vast. So a lot of her work has to do with analysis of children with autism and their future. She found that a lot of, majority of children with autism grow to be at risk for social and behavioral, social and mental health, and poverty compared to their typically developing peers. She also has done research on the progress of children with autism through ABA and interventions. And a lot of her work involves ABA and other evidence-based interventions and a comparison of the two. She also has done research about using ABA as a framework for professionals in different fields to work with children with autism and other disabilities. Another one is parent education and educating parents on the principles of ABA and basic ABA therapy, and being able to apply those skills to their children so that they can help out their children, and they also give feedback on whether they feel like ABA therapy has benefited their child and their family as a whole. She also has done literature on the parent-professional teamwork. She has found that there's a lot of discrepancies between what the professionals feel, what services and support are provided to parents compared to what the parents and families actually are provided with. She has also done research on autism awareness among the general population of Northern Ireland, Great Britain, and the United States. She found that most people have a general knowledge of ABA and autism, but they're most likely more knowledgeable about autism if they know a person in their family who has autism or if they work with individuals with autism. Another thing is that she found that she suggested in her work that the focus be shifted from autism awareness campaigns to improving treatment of individuals with autism. She's also looked into parents' views of ABA, which I had said previously. She found in her research that parents tend to view ABA as a positive factor in their child's development. And she's the three outlying fields that I found at first glance were different compared to her other work are her research on the context of bereavement behaviors and her behavior analytic perspective on victimology and on violence. But when you actually read the work, she provides a behavior analytic basis for all of it, and it's all related to her behavior analysis skills. So I have a couple of interview questions that I would ask her if I had the chance to meet her. The first is, when did you discover your passion for behavior analysis? I see that most of her work in behavior analysis started in the 1990s, but I want to know what was like the event or the year that she realized, oh, behavior analysis is what I want to do. And next is, what interests her the most about the autism population? And I know that autism is like the most common disability that is treated by ABA therapy, but I want to know for her personally what is the most interesting about the field or the population that makes her want to study them the most. And next is, what is the biggest obstacle in working with such vulnerable populations? She works with children with disabilities and their families, especially autism, also people in the state of bereavement and victims of violence and abuse. So I can imagine that it can have a lot of obstacles. And then lastly, I noticed that most of her work does research on individuals in Europe and the United States. So there's like a lack of literature on non-westernized countries in ABA therapy. So I'd like to ask her, what, in your opinion, is the biggest reason for the lack of literature on behavior analysis and evidence-based treatment for autism in non-westernized countries? And do you feel that more should be done for the affected populations in these countries? So Karola Dillenburger-Keenan was a driving force in behavior analysis and autism in Europe. She has done a lot for autism advocacy and campaigning. She's provided a lot of research and evidence for parents' perceptions of ABA therapy and the outcomes of individuals with autism and other disabilities who have gone through ABA therapy. She's also provided lots of evidence on the trajectory of the lives of individuals with disabilities compared to typically developing peers. And through her work, she's able to improve on the services and interventions provided to these individuals. She's also been able to spot the differences between the understanding of parents and professionals and see where there's a disconnect between these individuals and how to better understand each other so that they can be able to work best and provide the best treatment for their child or their family members with autism. And that is the end. Thank you.